If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Our Coach's Corner segment with Coach Matt Griffith, the head football coach and athletic director at Sylacauga High School, joining us this morning. Coach, it feels good to be 4-0, I guess, right?
It does. It always does. But, it's like we tell the kids as soon as we walked off the field Friday, you tell them to enjoy the win. Be careful on the weekends. We were up there Saturday. We were working already on Mortimer Jordan, and by Saturday night to Sunday, you've already refocused everything that you're doing on trying to win another football game. So you get maybe a day to enjoy a victory, and then it's on to the next one.
2-0 in the region.
Yeah, which is even more important than being 4-0. 2-0 in the region and setting yourself up to one, make the playoffs, and two, position yourself to try to have a home field advantage.
Let's rewind a little bit to last week's big win. Talk about that just a little bit.
Well, you know what? I think our kids did exactly what they needed to do. Besides 2 turnovers inside the 20, you're talking basically a 40-something to 6 ball game. I thought our defense played very well up front. I thought offensively we played well in a lot of areas, and then we got to improve in some others. But it was like I told the paper, it was a good, solid win. Kids played extremely hard. We got to play a lot of kids.
I was about to ask that.
Yeah, we played a lot of kids right there in the fourth quarter, which is always a plus because you can say what you want to. We play B-team games every Monday night, and that's game experience, but there's nothing like Friday night experience for a kid to get in, so we were very fortunate to get that.
All right, Sylacauga 2-0 in the region, take on Mortimer Jordan Friday night. Coach Matt Griffith Show brought to you by Stop and Shop Auto Sales here in Sylacauga. Mortimer Jordan is one of those teams that's done well in recent years, but this year may be a little bit different than last year.
Well, they were heavy seniors last year, but you're talking about a bunch that one beat Clay Central the first time around, and then I think lost only 21 or 20-17 against the state champion in the semifinals. So they're a very good, football program. They're used to being quarterfinals, semifinals. We've got to go up there to play. He lost a lot of seniors. He did. His front is not as good as it has been in the past, but they are a solid, well-coached football team, and it will go down to the wire to win this football game Friday night.
And this can be looked at as a pivotal game because you really got a tough road to hoe with some of these teams coming up that are ranked in 5A. Sylacauga, by the way, just outside the top 10.
Right.
But there's some good teams still awaiting out there.
Yeah, we were sitting here looking at the top 10. And it happened last year. When you had Clay, Mortimer Jordan, and us all in the top 10 at one time from some region. Who probably ever wins Friday night will start that ranking. Center Point's fixing to hit it. There's a possibility of 3 to 4 people in our region all being close to the top 10. So it's a great reason. I talked to Danny Horn yesterday for about 45, 50 minutes, and he was just talking about maybe the toughest region in 5A football. That somebody's going 7-3, 6-4, and can go 9-2, 10-2 in somebody else's region. It's just a tough, really good football coming out of our region this year.
Coach Matt Griffith in his 15th year as head football coach at Sylacauga High School, and people expect, and the staff expects, and others that support Sylacauga, they expect you to win. They expect you to win every game.
Well, listen, and we expect to win every game. When we look at a schedule, we're not looking at a schedule going, well, there's no way on that one. There's no way on that one. We expect to win every game. We expect to go 10-0. Those are the expectations at our place. We expect to make the playoffs. Those kind of things. Now, whether it happens or not, things happen during a game. Things happen during a season. But our expectations are always very, very high, and they're going to remain high, and they should be high when you're at Sylacauga.
We approach the midway point. Any surprises?
Not surprised as much as we've still got some areas I thought we'd be a little bit better at that we're not quite yet, but we're getting there. We knew we were going to be good defensively, and we knew we was going to be good up front offensive line-wise. Our defense has been even more stingy than I thought, just a little bit. Now, we would be sorely tested Friday night in our secondary. This quarterback is an athletic quarterback. They throw the ball very, very well, so it's going to be a great test. The biggest thing with us, maybe not surprises, but we've got to stay healthy as this season goes on.
Mortimer Jordan, the opponent Friday night, Sylacauga 4-0 and just outside the top 10 in Class 5A. Before we go this morning, Coach, and I certainly appreciate you being with us every Thursday morning here on the show. I saw a note overnight into the early morning hours, and coaching high school sports is high intensity, high energy. The Elba head football coach has been suspended by the superintendent there because of an incident that happened at a JV game. He got overly excited.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that.
And how do you be emotional but control your emotions with these kids?
Well, I don't know.
That's a good question, right?
Yeah, there is a good question, and I know there are things that you used to could do that you can no longer do, and you've got to understand that. You've got to maintain your composure with a kid at all times. You can't, when we were all playing, a coach snatched you by your face mask or he grabbed your jersey, and he did a lot of those, you just don't do those things anymore. But at the end of the day, you have to build a relationship with those kids to be able to coach them hard. And when a kid breaks, and kids will break sometimes, and you have that reaction, the best thing to do is back off and let somebody else handle that situation because you've gotten too angry to do it.
And you, I'm sure, depend on other coaches and other personnel to, kind of keep an eye on things, and because you're offensive coordinator and all this kind of stuff, and you're into the football game, but only one slip up can cost somebody a career, and I hate this because there's a great coach down at Elba.
Yeah, you know what? We just live in that culture too, and everybody's looking for a reason to go after somebody, and you just, what? Maintain professionalism. Yeah. That's what I always tell folks. Be a professional and realize that you're the professional, you're the adult, he is a kid. Maintain that. Maintain you are the professional, he is the kid. And there's not one incident that's worth you not having a job.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you've got to be very careful in this day and age.
Sylacauga and Mortimer Jordan Friday night. The Aggies 4-0, looking for that 5th win and to go 3-0 in the region. Coach, hope you get it, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks for having me.
More Daybreak in a minute.